ANC has called for urgent steps to restore law and order in Johannesburg's CBD.
Well, at least 2 people have been killed and 5 others injured after hostel residents and foreign nationals clashed yesterday. The governing party has called on the police to deal with perpetrators decisively.
At least 16 people have been arrested in connection with Sunday's violence. Clashes erupted after crowds walked off during an address by former IFP leader Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi in Jeppestown to ease tensions in the area.
Well, hostel residents are demanding that foreigners leave the area. Well, ENCA's Heidi Jokos is following developments in the Johannesburg CBD and she joins us live now. Heidi, good morning to you. How's the situation in the CBD this morning?
Well, the situation does not look pleasant. I'm just going to move out of shot, Poli, and just get straight into it. As you can see, this building was burnt last night. We've been speaking to some residents about what actually happened. We understand that this is a business, it's a shop that sells spare parts for vehicles. As you can see, if I can ask my cameraman Kamo to actually show you the devastation that's actually taken place here. The building has been completely burnt inside. A water pipe has actually burst. You can see some of the smoke that's still coming out of the building because we do understand that the building was set alight at about midnight last night in the early hours of the morning. You can actually see some of the car parts that obviously have come out of the building after the fire. After the building was set alight. We can't really see what's inside of the building, but we understand that it is a building that was selling spare parts. When we spoke to some residents, they were actually saying that it sounded as though a bomb went off. They're not sure exactly how the building was set alight, but they're saying it was so loud that it got everybody's attention, and the building was on fire for a couple of hours until officials arrived to, of course, try and handle the situation. As you can see, there are bricks all over the place on the floor. It seems as though parts of the building was completely blown away, if I can put it that way, because there are just bricks everywhere. It seems as though as well that there seems to be some kind of construction that was taking place. So there's sand everywhere, all over the place. The house next door to this building, we're speaking to some residents and some onlookers here at the scene. They're basically telling us that they were so worried that the fire was going to spread to the next house. But you can still smell the smoke. You can still smell that there was a hectic fire that was taking place here. Smoke is still coming out of the buildings. So things don't look very pleasant here. We do understand that police and officials were on the scene as soon as this happened, but of course the damage has been done.
Heidi, we understand as well that there are some ugly messages doing the rounds on social media. How should people respond to such messages, and also tell us about some of the hotspots that have been identified by law enforcement?
Most definitely. So some of the hotspots that have been identified, basically the Johannesburg CBD, Jeppestown, Denver, Cleveland, and of course where we are in Malvern. We do understand from the people that we've been speaking to, we actually spoke to a number of people just before this live crossing, and they've been telling us that they want to pack up and they want to leave. They're saying that they cannot believe that this is what South Africa has ended up like, and they are very concerned about the state of affairs. They're saying that police arrive, they try and handle the situation, they try and clean up and do a mop-up, and later on there's another hot spot. There's another spot where a building is on fire. There's another spot where there is looting. If I have some time, I can just take you across the street actually. The building right next door to this building is where it's a shop. I think it's a supermarket where it's been completely looted. Inside it's completely empty. They say that it was looted a couple of days ago, and you can see it's completely closed off. But they even tried, if you can actually see on this side, they've tried to open up the gate. They've tried to open up the fence. So they obviously managed to do so while the shop was still open, and they managed to loot it. This is, of course, what we're hearing from the residents on the street. And just next to the shop, we're hearing from residents that, in fact, the shop that's owned by this building that's on fire, they're brothers, and they're actually they're not from South Africa, but they're saying that it seems as though there was attack on both brothers. The shop on that side, it's a supermarket, and then this spare shop. So things aren't looking good. People are not happy. People don't feel safe because there's just constant looting that is happening. Lots of onlookers. So the situation is really volatile at this moment, and we're just not sure what's expected next.
Hari Jokos live for us at the Johannesburg CBD, another scene of looting and violence.